thanks to the support as a channel member, Kyle Bykirch. Oh, boys and girls, I am more stressed than I should be when you take the current league table into account. We're 6 points clear at the top of the league with 2 games to go. But I've played 30 years worth of Football Manager and know it's not going to be as simple as that sounds like it should be. I am also hoping that by saying that in the intro, it's going to trick the game and it will just let me win this first game against Forest Green and we can celebrate getting promoted. That would be super duper. We've got Forest Green and Boreham Wood to play since the last episode. As you can see, we have been in absolutely sensational form, winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, including most recently a big 6-1 win, all of which leaves the league table looking very, very handsome, if I do say so myself. We are top of the league with 2 games to go, 94 points, 6 points clear of Rochdale, who are the only team who can catch us, and they've got a worse goal difference than us as well, and are also in wibbly-wobbly form. That's why we've been able to stretch out that lead. They were relentless as well for a long time, but they've hit their little wibbly-wobble, and we haven't. So, thumbs ups. Fingers crossed that we don't balls it out from here. Johnny Day, by the way, best player in the league. Not yet the top scorer, and I think that's purely because he wasn't here at the start of the season. I think if he had have been here at the start of the season, he obviously would have been top scorer by now. If we look at top goal scorer in the league, you can see that he's 2 points behind Rochdale's Matty Warhurst, but he's obviously played 6 more games because he was here all season, whereas Johnny Day was not. So Johnny Day, best striker in the league, best player in the league. Surely he's in the media Dream 11. Of course he is. Have we got anyone else in the Dream 11? We haven't. That feels wrong, bearing in mind how well we've been playing, that we just have the one player in the Dream 11. Interestingly, Warhurst, who's the top scorer, not in the Dream 11. But I think regardless of what happens in this episode, I have proved my point that if you're a good team in the National League North, you'll also be a good team in the National League. My theory goes that you'll also be a good team in League 2. And there's not actually a huge amount of difference between any of the teams across those 4 divisions. And it's actually just the bottlenecks of promotion and relegation that lead to teams getting stuck in the lower league. It's not necessarily a lack of quality. Once you get into League 2 and there's 4 promotion spots, it does change up a little bit and it does become a little bit more based on merit and ability and reputation. But I reckon we can get promoted this year, either through the league or if we have to do it through the playoffs. We're going up regardless. I've decided, and I think we can go up again. I think we've got it in us. I think we would then massively struggle in League 1. So I know there are people calling for this to become a 1-club road to glory save. It is not going to be, although we still have only had that one job offer really early on from, who was it? It was Billericay or somebody like that. It was like a nonsense offer. And we have done a little bit of transfer business since the last episode as well. Our normal Premier League released players that we normally sign on pre-contracts, Premier League release day came before National League deadline day. I don't think I've ever had this happen before. But the 4 players who we planned to sign early for the summer all just arrived immediately. So some of them are okay. Matthew McGrail, for example, he's a young striker. They're all young. He's okay. He comes in from Ipswich. We've also got Dan Connor, who's come straight into the first team squad as our backup right back that we've needed all year. 2.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential. He's coming from Manchester City, already played a couple of games. The other 2, less good. We've got Nathaniel Mensah, who's another right back, who's only got 3 stars of potential. He's coming from Arsenal. I was going to say I blame my scouts. It's not even my scouts. It's my coaching staff. When we had him in on trial, they said 5-star potential. So we offered him a contract and then he didn't even leave. He just immediately went down to 3 stars of potential. Thanks, staff. They did the same thing with this guy as well, Callan Colgan, who's a left back, and he came in from Liverpool. So fingers crossed they've got the potential to not be useless long term. They're on longer term contracts as well as young players. We're kind of building our own youth system through Premier League rejects. But Dan Connor certainly looking like he's quite useful. So enough faffing about. Let's go and win. Let's go and beat Forest Green. Forest Green, who, by the way, where are they? Down in 15th place, which is surprising. You would expect Forest Green to be better than that, but they're not. And we're going to beat them, and we're going to get promoted. And this is the team. It's Casagrande in goal, a back four of Strachan, Brown, Captain Kirk and Shield, Uribe and Compton in midfield. What a signing Uribe's been, by the way. He's been virtually ever present. He's now 38 years old. 42 appearances, 7 goals. He has just been absolutely awesome. So Uribe and Compton in midfield. They're more on the left, Nichols on the right, Thomas and Day together up front. Let's get the team submitted. If we pick up a point, we just need 1 point, and we're a Football League club for the first time in our history. I mean, this is our first ever season in the National League. So no matter where we finish, it's going to be our best season ever. But we could in 10 minutes time be a Football League team. We could be turning professional, and it could all start falling apart, because I don't know that we've got the infrastructure to be able to cope with that. So I have not looked for a job at any point during this save so far. And the board here have been incredibly supportive. I'm currently studying for my Continental Pro license. I have never gone through and done all of my coaching badges at the starting club before, but it looks like we're going to do it here at Bedford this year. And it's not just a weird FM26 glitch, because I've had so many of you in the comments saying you can't get your board to give you coaching badges. I think the fact we've always had that positive bank balance because of the cup runs has meant that they've always looked at it and been like, well, we've got the money, let's go for it. So I'm going to be in demand. And if we don't get backed with the budgets that we need in League Two, look at me assuming we're going to be in League Two, but if we don't get backed with the budgets that we need as part of this turning full time, I think we could have quite an interesting job hunt situation go on as well. I don't know that it's something I'd necessarily want to do straight away, but if the budgets are a complete disaster, I don't really want to set myself up for failure. Although, Day's in there. And Day should have scored. Although I think ability-wise, this group of players is probably good enough to get promoted from League Two without really adding to it. The problem is, of course, they've all got to turn professional, which means they're all going to want a pay rise. So it might even be a situation where, as a club, we can't even afford to keep this squad together if they don't give us a significant boost in wage budget. And I don't know that there's money to do a significant boost in wage budget to allow us to even keep these players, because most of them are only under contracts until the end of this season. So we're going to have to give everybody new contracts, new full-time contracts. I just don't think we're going to be able to afford to keep this team. So I'm happy to stick around if I can keep this team, and if I can add to this team, and if I can give League Two a proper crack. I'm not going to stay, or at least I'm going to start looking if we find ourselves in a situation where we have to let half of this team go because we can't afford to keep them, because that is insanity. Right, Casagrande rolls it out to Compton. Look how deep Compton's dropped as our central midfielder, dropping back between the centre-backs. And now Thomas looking for options ahead of him. I mean, he did have Day just to the right of him. He's decided to take the shot on himself from range. It's straight at the Forest Green keeper, and it remains 0-0. 0-0, of course, is enough. We only need 1 point from these final 2 games. It looks like Rochdale are losing as well. Rochdale are losing away against Boreham Wood. So as it stands, we could even lose and still get promoted. But obviously we'd like to pick up the win. But I'm really enjoying an end of season with not as much jeopardy as we would normally have. Normally, my blood pressure's through the roof and I'm terrified in situations like this. I'm pretty calm looking at what's going on here. Rochdale are still losing, so it really doesn't matter what we do. I'm having a lovely time. What? I mean, this is a very civilised way to do the end of a season. Reece Dottin is going to come on the right-hand side. Captain Kirk is going to come off for the Luke Ness monster. And I guess we bring Cena on. Get Cena on for 20 minutes. Let him have a little bit of a run out. And meanwhile, let's just keeping an eye on that league table. Make sure nothing goes wrong at Rochdale. And we can just pick up our comfortable little draw and be very, very happy. I don't know why I'm trying to bring Nichols back on. Right, we're a little bit light on midfielders here. I guess we can give Colgan a debut. Colgan can come on at left back. And we're going to bring Smith on but we're going to play him up front. We've got Taylor. Taylor's done. Taylor still hasn't scored for us, I don't think. He has been rubbish. Gio Smith has been, I mean, we could have taken more off here. Gio Smith has been trying to learn to play centre forward all season. We don't really use him there very often. Let's give him a chance to play there now. He dances into the area, but unfortunately falls over rather than doing a goal. And it remains 0-0. 5 minutes to go. Reece Dottin out to Shield. Shield with the deep cross, looking for Moore. Moore squares it. Cena gives it back to Moore. And Owen Moore, he's been the worst player on the pitch for either team. But he's just scored the goal that pretty much rubber stamps our promotion to the Football League. Bedford are going professional, everybody. And I'm a little bit scared about what that might mean. But I'm very, very happy about it. We're going to do another goal here. Centre-back Brown taking the corner, which he has done a few times since we've... certainly when we don't have Strachan on the pitch, we don't really have another left-footer to hit the in-swinger from that side, and there is Bruno Cena. I mean, I don't know how much he knew about it. It was who hit the shot from range? It was an excellent effort from outside the area. And this is what this run has been like. We've not even played well today. We're just relentless. It's Gio Smith. Wallops it from range. Deserved the goal for himself, but it just kind of hit Cena in the nipple. And we're 2-0 up. And there you go. We are champions. Are we going to get a trophy lift this season? We didn't get one last year. At least by wrapping it up a game early, we should get the Guard of Honour in the next match, which I'll have to remember to watch. But I'd like a trophy lift. We still haven't had a trophy lift in this series, despite this being our second consecutive league title. So give me the trophy lift, Football Manager. We're all ready for it. I mean, that little change up front, significant difference. Lovely stuff. Right, trophy lift, trophy lift, trophy lift. No. Well, that's just upsetting. Guard of Honour then, I guess. Oh, things are happening in the news. Things are already kicking off. Bedford have offered me a new contract. Oh, my word. And they're throwing the money around as well. What's our current wage budget? Okay, they're throwing money. We're going to be able to stay. How much money are they giving me? £850 a week. We might be able to move out from the chicken shop. Oh, my goodness. We'll come back to that. Hold on. So the board, what's this? They want to turn professional. Yeah, well, we kind of have to. I'll attend the meeting. Hi, guys. Yeah, let's turn professional. I think you already have, because you have to. But nice of us to pretend that I had a say on it. But there is the new budget straight away. I mean, it's not mega money, but it's a significant increase in what we had. I imagine we're still going to have one of the smallest wage budgets in League Two. But, I mean, I'm ready to give it a go. I'm ready to have some fun. There's the confirmation that we have turned professional. Oh, and it increases the amount of staff. We can have an extra coach and an extra medical person. How exciting. Uribe needs a rest. And I mean, to be fair, he's done his bit. We've won the league. I mean, he's telling me he wants to play. You know what? He's 38 years old. He's an international with oodles of experience. If he tells me he's fit to play next week, he's fit to play next week. Right, let's see how much money we can squeeze out of the board. Can I have £1,000 a week? Surely on £1,000 a week, we wouldn't have to live above a chicken shop. Oh, 925. Right, go on then. 975. 950. £950 a week. Oh my word. That's almost double what we were on when we had to live above the chicken shop. I mean, Bedford is still in the south and probably still quite expensive, but I think we're house hunting next episode because we've got money and we're professional. I guess the one other thing to check is just how silly a wage demand's going to be. Oh my word, Johnny Day's worth up to £2 million. Plus he's under contract for another year. Past Kev, you handsome genius. Who have we got who's out of contract that we want to give a new contract to? Or have I been clever with contracts? Compton could probably do with a contract. We're really just trying to test. I think Compton's really the only one who's out of contract this summer. where it's like, yeah, we probably do need to give this guy a new deal. So he's currently on £750 a week. Please don't ask for like £3,000 a week or anything absurd like that. So let's finalize. We're going back to back to back, boys and girls. This time next year, we're going to be in League One. This is a beautiful thing. Get that gone. You're not having that. But you are having that. Right, let's go and play our last game of the season. Just for funsies. But I am giddy and I am ready for League Two. Tomorrow's going to be sensational. Well, we've conducted one piece of important business, and that is tying down our prized asset to a longer contract. Johnny Day, still only 21 years old, 27 goals for us since arriving on a free transfer. It's costing us £3,000 a week. He wanted a match highest earner clause. He wanted a minimum fee release clause. It was quite the detailed negotiation. In the end, he still got away with quite a lot of stuff, but it does mean that if we get an offer for him, we could genuinely get £1 million plus for a player who otherwise would probably just walk out. If he goes into League One, if he goes into League Two and scores 20, 25 goals next season in League Two, he's £1 million plus player who'd be out of contract at the end of the season and probably know that he doesn't need to sign a new one. So the longest we could get him in for was 2 years. Fingers crossed. We either sell him or I move on and it doesn't matter before that time is up. But we are doing some rotation for the final day of the season. Just having a look at some of the fringe players, deciding if there's anybody we want to keep. So Graham comes back in goal. We've got the Loney, Smith at left back, Brown, Captain Kirk and new boy Connor at right back, Canaville and Chalk in midfield, Moore on the left, Nichols on the right, and then Gio Smith and Taylor together up front as we have a look at those. So it's basically a direct decision between those two, I think, as to which one we want to keep around. I think we probably keep the big three, the three that we use a lot, the three that are all in double figures. And then it's just I skipped over the guard of honour. For goodness sake, it's so instinctive. We saw it was there. And then it's just a decision of, do we try and bring in a fourth option in with a view to trying to improve on what we've got, knowing that we've got two target men, so we don't need to bring in another one of those. We need to bring in somebody to be back up today, and we've just given him a £3,000 a week contract, the most expensive player in our history, who we are already planning a 7-figure sale for at some point. We don't want to bring someone in over the top of him, so we're really auditioning for Day's backup for next season. Is it going to be Taylor? Is it going to be Smith? Neither of them have really proven themselves to be capable of scoring goals ever, so they'll probably both get replaced unless one of them scores a hat-trick today. We are already losing though, which is, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really care. It doesn't really matter. We've rotated massively. It's not about winning today. It's about celebrating, and maybe we'll get to the trophy lift after this match. They've put the animation in for the Guard of Honour, so I don't know if we'll maybe get to see the trophy. It would be nice to see a trophy. We all like seeing a trophy, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Nobody seems to be covering themselves in glory just yet, do they? We're a special focus on this front too, right? Smith not able to compete in there. I mean, we have taken him off of what would have been the target man instruction. We've switched some of the player roles around a little bit to accommodate having the reserves in, or in some of the positions. Obviously, it's a relatively strong centre-back pairing. Graham was quite good when he was in the team earlier in the season. He had that run of like 8-10 games where Casagrande was injured, and we won most of them. We were really good. I think Graham's just demonstrating that, I mean, he's a backup, but he's not a backup we want to have to rely on at any point. Captain Kirk wins the header. Is he going to be good enough for the step up to League Two? He lost his place for the first half of this season when we had a loanee in. He's won it back as the season has gone on, but I don't know. Word. Right. Part of me is like, let's just instant result the rest of the game. We don't need to witness this. But at the same time, I kind of want to see a trophy lift if there's a chance we're going to get one. But this is at risk of getting embarrassing. I think what we've learned here, and this is why it's important to do stuff like this. What we've learned here is our second string are not good enough. So almost everybody who's come into the team today probably needs replacing. Chalk and Cannonville, not up to it in midfield. Taylor and Smith, not up to it up front. Graham, certainly not good enough in goal. And there's question marks about both of these fullbacks as well. Although, to be fair, Connor is very young and only playing like his third game. Smith's a low knee. He won't be here anyway. But, yeah, Graham's had an absolute nightmare. He's out of contract. I'm tempted to just let him leave. He's been here 2 years as our backup. I don't know that I want to be giving this guy a pay rise. He's got a lot of potential. And he is only 20. I guess we forgive him this absolutely horrific performance today. And remember the decent run he had when he was in the team. But imagine if Casagrande got injured early on next season and we had to play Graham in League Two for a significant stretch of time. That doesn't seem like something we'd have a lot of fun with. Right, Gio Smith, can he demonstrate anything that suggests we should keep him around? That's good work from Smith. That's really good work from Smith. And Taylor's rubbish. Taylor I am done with, I think. We had such high hopes for him at the start of the season, but he just can't finish. He is a terrible, terrible striker. We have got a lot of the big boys down on the bench. I guess we'll just make some changes and bring on the promotion party. We're going to bring on Day. Should we stick Smith out onto the left for now? We're going to bring on Cena. We're going to bring on Reece Dottin. And we're going to go attacking. And we're going to try and get back into the game. He can go back to target man. He can... let him be an inside forward. See what he can do. But yeah, this has been pathetic today, gentlemen. We have got the young left back Colgan on the bench. I think he's a left back, isn't he? Yeah, so we'll bring him on with 20 minutes to go. There's no point in Smith being on. And then I guess we'll bring on Ollie Thomas as well for the other Smith. We've got too many Smiths. In fact, Smith's having a terrible game. So let's bring Colgan on. And let's bring him on as well. And just change everything up with half an hour to go. And I think we're going to go very attacking. Just to see if with half an hour of very attacking, who knows what might happen. Right, Reece Dottin wins the ball back. Day is waiting in the middle and not able to apply the finish. Right, come on, we've got half an hour to score 4 goals. It's doable. We're a very good team when we want to be. We've just had a very poor goalkeeping performance today. And here is said poor goalkeeper. Captain Kirk plays it forward to Reece Dottin and now Chalk, who, we were so excited about signing him back in the summer. It never really worked out for him. I suspect he'll be leaving us this summer. And I don't think we're going to miss him, to be honest. He's someone we've barely used. The Uribe signing and the continued development of Compton just meant there was never a spot for him to play in midfield. He kind of wanted that Uribe role, and Uribe came in and was just brilliant at it straight away and never had the physical decline you would expect a 37, 38-year-old to have. I don't know that he's someone who can step up to League Two. I guess we'll make a decision over the summer. He might announce his retirement. If he doesn't, I'll trust him to tell me he can do another season. If he'd have scored an overhead kick from outside the area, we would be instant resulting the rest of the game because nobody needs to see that. That would have been quite insulting. We've not really created very much despite bringing out the cavalry, have we? Just show me. If I don't get to see a trophy, the only reason I'm putting myself through this is because of a trophy lift. Please show me a trophy. It's a home game. I wonder if it might be our last game at this ground because I don't know if it's suitable for the Football League. We might have to go off and do a ground check. If we have to play in Milton Keynes for a year, I am going to leave. I can't do that. There's things I'll do. There's things I can't do. And I am not playing in Milton Keynes. That would be hideous. But it probably is the nearest proper ground. Still no trophy lift. Oh, well. We won the league. That's the important thing. And we learned a lot. I mean, they were going to get relegated, and we've rotated. Sutton United would be well within their rights to sue us for that rotated team we've put out. But luckily, I don't think Football Manager goes into that much detail. They just wanted it more, and they got it. Right, boys and girls, tomorrow, the League Two rebuild begins. And I'm giddy. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.